Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Emily, and in today's video I'm going to be going through all the books that I want to read during the month of June. And as I'm filming this, it is already the 9th of June and I've read or in the middle of reading 2 books, and I'm not going to include them in this video because that's kind of cheating because I've already read them. So I'm going to include all the other books that I had on my physical TBR for this month. I just hadn't had the chance to film it until now. And I just want to say I apologize if the lighting starts getting really bad. I literally just got home from work and it's going to get dark like any minute, so I have to just make do with the timing and the light and everything like that. But before I get started discussing all of these books that I want to read during the month of June, subscribe to my channel and like the video if you enjoy it. Also go and follow all my other social medias if you're interested in them. I do post book content on my TikTok and Bookstagram as well. They'll also be linked in my description. But with that being said, I'm just going to get started so I can film this while the lighting is still decent, and we'll see what books I want to read during June. So in no particular order, the first book I want to read during June, The One by Kiera Cass. This is a part of the Selection series, and in May I read The Selection and then I've already read the next one in June, so that's why I want to read the third one as well in June. If you don't know, this story follows America and she is going in this like bachelor type of competition where they're all fighting for Prince Maxon. However, she has a love from back home, so it's kind of like a love triangle. So it started with 35 girls and then they slowly like get eliminated in a way, and it just shows America's story during the selection. And I am obsessed with this series so far, so that's why I want to continue with the third book this month. The next book that I want to read during June, which is a rollover from last month because I didn't read it, is Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So this book is about a toxic relationship. That's all I really know. I do want to kind of go into this blind, but I am just put off by the size of the book. So many people love this series and love this book, and I don't want to talk about it too much anyway because I talked about it in my May TBR video. But yeah, I do really want to get to this during June, and I'm going to be on my work holidays soon, so hopefully I do end up getting to this month because I will have more time to actually read. The next book I have is The Serpent and the Wings of Night. This was going viral on TikTok during like April or May, I think. And I am so interested in reading this book. I only brought it during May, I think, when I did like a book haul. It might have been April. May went really quick, so I feel like I've just lost track of time since April. But people have described this as similar to The Hunger Games, so I'm going to read a little bit of the back so you have an idea. So it says, the adopted human daughter of the Nightborn vampire king Aurea carved her place in a world designed to kill her. Her only chance to become something more than prey is entering the Kajari, a legendary tournament held by the goddess of death herself. That just sounds so intriguing to me. And I'm not a big fantasy reader at the moment, but I do really want to get to this. And I'm also trying to read ACOTAR at the moment, and I'm just really struggling to get into it. So if you're seeing this, please convince me to keep reading that as well. But yeah, I do want to really get into more fantasies, and this just sounds amazing and so interesting. So I'm really hoping I do get to this book during June. You can just see Stella like walking around in the background. The next book that I really want to read in June is Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh. Now, I don't know if I'm going to say this correctly, but Steph Boher, everyone knows her, she raves about this series, and I talked about this in my book haul as well. But this book is literally huge, and that puts me off as well. I swear there's like 500 or 600 pages, almost 600 pages, which is a long romance book. But this is a part of the Boys of Tolman series, and this is the first book in the series, so I am really interested to read this. The cover kind of puts me off as well. Kind of gives like 2010 vibes. Like it's very like old-fashioned looking. However, it is meant to be an amazing book. So I am kind of going into this blind as well. At the back it says that they're in like a college, Tolman College. And I think it's about a group of brothers. I am really excited to get into this series as well, but I'm just nervous because it is a big read. And I don't want to get in a book slump, so that's why I'm a bit scared to read it. So I've gone through 4 books so far, and I also have another 4 books that I'd like to talk about. Also, expect another book haul soon because I am going to buy a bunch of books again that I really want to read, and they might end up being some of my June reads as well, but obviously I don't have them right now, so that's why just expect another book haul in the next month or so. So the next book I want to read is The Love Wager by Lynn Painter. I don't think I've ever read a Lynn Painter book. However, She is so popular and so many people love her. Like, I know Destiny, Sarah and Haley, I think they all love reading her, and their opinions like mean everything in the book community, at least to me, and therefore I believe that I will really like this book. Why am I talking like I'm like writing an essay or something? Act like I'm not speaking like that. I think work has just really gotten to my head today. But anyway, but this book follows Jack and Hallie. I think they match on like a dating app, and then they become like each other's wingman when they're going on other dates with other people, and then they will probably fall in love. I don't really know, but I feel like because I have so many like big books to read, this will be the perfect palette cleanser, and that's why I've added it to my June TBR, because it'll be an easy quick read. It's like less than 300 pages, and yeah, as I said, a cute little rom-com like palette cleanser, that type of vibe. So I think I'll definitely get to this book during June. The next book I have is Flawless by Elsie Silver. This is a part of the Chestnut Springs series, and I have been so excited to read this as well. I don't know why I haven't yet. I've just been in a bit of a slump the last couple of weeks, and I've had a lot of uni assignments due, so I haven't had time to actually read that much. But I do really want to get to this book. So this book is like small town vibes. I literally love books that have like the small town aspect, and it is about a professional bull rider, and he has a really bad reputation, and I think like his manager's daughter gets like put up for the job of like babysitting him in a way. So it's like she's the same age as him, but she's babysitting him because he's just ruining his reputation. It just sounds so good. Like, I am not like into like that cowboy vibe stuff, but I've heard people say that they're not either, and then they read this and they just like want to be a cowboy. They want to have like the cowboy vibes and like the cowboy boots and all that type of stuff. So I am really excited for this. The front cover, like, it's cute, but it also like puts me off in a way, like the skull thing that's on the front. I don't know, but yeah, I'm hoping to get to this book as well. This is also really short. It's like 400 pages, but the words are really big, so yeah, that'd be an easy read. And it also has like the chapter cover pages, which I love in books. It just makes the experience of reading more fun and exciting. I have 2 more books to go. So the next book I want to read is Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. So I read Every Summer After by Carly Fortune as well, and I loved that book. I think I read it like at the end of last year, around there. So she goes back to this lakeside resort that her family owns, and I think the manager or her mum like sets her up with this man that she was like with 9 years ago, and they end up having to work together and like work through like why he left her and all that type of stuff. I don't really know much about this book, but that is what I've heard about it, and it sounds really interesting. I feel like I've heard a lot of like good reviews on this book and a lot of negative reviews as well. Oh my god, I hate when stickers come off like that. So frustrating. But yeah, I've heard a lot of like negative reviews, but I've also heard a lot of positive reviews on this book, and I feel like that was the same with Every Summer After. Like, that was very hit or miss as well when that came out and people were reading it. So I'm not surprised that this is very hit or miss as well, but I am really excited to read it, and I feel like this would be a really quick and easy read as well. Like, this is another like 300-page book. And the last book on my June TBR is The Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros. I am so excited about this. When I first saw that it was coming out, I was like so uninterested, and I just didn't know whether to buy it. I kept seeing it in real life, and I was like, like, do I want it? Like, am I gonna read it or am I not gonna read it? And then I kept seeing reviews of it. I saw Rachel Catherine, she made a review of it, and I think she spoke really highly of this book, and that just convinced me to buy the book. It is a massive paperback, and I wish it had like the black on the edges like everyone else's cover does, but it doesn't, which is fine. So I'm pretty sure this is about like a school where they learn to ride dragons, so it kind of gives like Harry Potter vibes as well. I've only ever read the first Harry Potter book, however, like that whole vibe and like feeling of being in this like little mystery like fantasy world is so cute, and you just really feel engaged with the characters, I feel like. And it says, every day the war outside grows more deadly, the kingdom's protective wards are failing, and even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. I think the whole thing is based around like kind of politics, like fantasy politics, but I am really intrigued in this book. I feel like I'm kind of going into it blind, and I love going into books blind, especially when they're fantasies, because I'm not a big fantasy reader yet, but I am really excited for this. And this is a big book as well. This is another 500-page book. This TBR, even though it's only 8 books, it's very ambitious because 50% of these books are like over 500 pages, and I feel like they just take so much longer to read, or at least like mentally they just take a lot more energy out of me to finish. It's a very ambitious TBR. We will see if I actually get through them all. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is all of the books that I just spoke about that I am hoping to read during June. So we have 8 books altogether. We have The Love Wager by Lynn Painter, Flawless by Elsie Silver, Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune, The One by Kira Cass, and then we have Binding 13 by Chloe Walsh, Fourth Wing by Rebecca Yarros, The Serpent and Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. I think I forgot to say that before. And then Magnolia Parks by Jessa Hastings. So 8 books altogether. We'll see how many I actually get read. I know in my last TBR video, I literally didn't end up reading like any of them, which is really disappointing. I feel like I didn't really think about my TBR and I kind of just grabbed random books. But these, on the other hand, I'm more excited about and more intrigued to read, so I'll probably get to a few of these at least. But with that being said, thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you all enjoy it, and if you do, don't forget to give it a like because it'll really help me out. Also, subscribe to my channel if you do want to see more content from me and see my reviews on some of these books at the end of the month. But yeah, as I said, give the video a like, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more from me, and I will see you in my next video.